We look at First News. Fair, accurate. You get the damn truth. Authorities said more than a dozen people suffered injuries when a tram used for tours crashed into a railing at Universal Studios in L.A. The fire department responded Saturday to the theme park. The Highway Patrol said while the tram was negotiating a turn, its last car collided with a metal guardrail, causing it to tilt, and that ejected passengers. 15 people had to be taken to the hospitals. The Highway Patrol statement on Sunday said some of the injuries were moderate. They're investigating why. Friday, before we headed into the weekend, the House approved $95 billion in an aid package for the Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan after months of turmoil. Congressional leaders pushed aside opposition from hard-right conservatives. Screw you. They completed you see, this is what I was talking about. As long as you're bipartisanship and you work with the Democrats to pass what they want, it's good. They never go across the aisle. Never, folks. Never. Because conservatives wanted border security. They wanted to stop the illegal invasion of the United States on our southern border, and they didn't get the job done. And so now, Mike Johnson's job is on the line. That's right. They might bring up a vote on whether or not he will be the speaker or not later on in the week. The Ukraine gets $61 billion of your dollars. They passed that in just a matter of minutes. They're going to send about $26 billion to Israel. They'll also be sending some money to Taiwan to help them shore up their defenses because of the threat from China. And while we're sleeping, North Korea's up to their old tricks again. They fired a ballistic missile off of the northeast coast as they are developing their hypersonic missile program. Joe Biden has paid no attention to North Korea at all during the last 3.5 years, has never made a visit there. I doubt he's even talked to the leader of Korea, but it is Earth Day, and Joe Biden is announcing spending another $7 billion for residential solar projects now for 900,000 homes in middle-income communities. It's a New Deal style America Climate Green Jobs training program, he said, where he's just doling out money, billions upon billions as we head into the election. Recipients will be able to get help putting solar panels on, trying to reduce 30 million metric tons of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Now, we may not have power, but at least we won't have carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Big day for the Supreme Court today. They're going to consider whether banning homeless people from sleeping outside on city streets when shelter space is lacking, whether that's cruel or unusual punishment. The case is considered the most significant on homelessness to come before the High Court. Homelessness is at record levels in America. Record levels. Even with a thriving, booming economy and so many jobs open. Yeah, homelessness, folks. Taking over the city streets all across America. It'll go to the court today. The case comes from a place called Grants Pass, Oregon. They started fining people $295 for sleeping outside on their streets. For the first time in history it's ever been done, prosecutors are going to try to present a criminal case against an American president today. As once again, folks, I mentioned it earlier, these federal agencies and judges are teaming up to stamp out any political opponent anywhere that they can find. A jury in Manhattan today that they picked is going to hear opening statements on a non-disclosure agreement that the president had that is already outside of its time frame. Arguments are expected today. The judge in the case is a Joe Biden campaign contributor. He's the judge in the case, folks. Their people are in place everywhere. Coming after you. Head of Israel's military intelligence has resigned over that attack from Hamas. He was head of Israel's military intelligence at the time the attack comes. He is the first senior figure to step down. It could set the stage now for more resignations as they continue to investigate how that even started and how they were not able to pick up on the attack on October 7th. One of the top concerns for election workers throughout the country this year is their safety. A group formed after the presidential presidential election in 2020 is traveling the country, helping prepare for what could lie ahead. AP was granted rare access to a recent session they had in Michigan. The threats and harassment stem from claims made repeatedly after the 2020 election. There's already been some attacks made towards election officials. They're working on security. In New Guinea, their prime minister is all over Joe Biden for disparaging their South Pacific island nation. When Joe Biden last week said that his uncle had been eaten by cannibals there during World War II. Mark,
what the hell?
I'm not kidding you. You didn't hear this last week?
I didn't.
Oh, I did. But see, mainstream news media will keep this out of the headlines.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. He said his uncle was eaten by cannibals during World War II there when he was speaking at a Pennsylvania War Memorial last weekend. He said his uncle was shot down over New Guinea, which was a theater of heavy fighting. Biden said they never found the body because there used to be a lot of cannibals in New Guinea, and believes that his uncle's body, he was eaten by cannibals there. This man knows our nuclear codes.
Oh, my God.
The Chinese government froze meaningful efforts to trace the origins of coronavirus, despite publicly declaring around the world that they supported an open scientific inquiry. Oh, yeah. Thousands of pages of undisclosed emails and documents leaked, recordings, dozens of interviews that showed the freeze began far earlier than previously known in the first weeks of that outbreak in China. It involved political and scientific fighting within China as much as international finger pointing. Pattern still continues this day. The labs in China off limits, closed, collaboration shattered. Foreign scientists have been forced out. Chinese researchers are barred from leaving their country. How did we get 20,000 young Chinese men into America then over the last few months, huh, folks? Because they're sending them here on a mission, on purpose. Top 2 climate organizations in the world are reporting Europe is seeing the fastest warming continent in temperatures, even though Europe has led the world in their new climate agenda. According to the Meteorological Organization, they're warning of the consequences. They said the continent has the opportunity to develop targeted strategies to speed up our transition. Wind, solar, hydroelectric. That way we can control the weather. The continent generated 43% of their electricity from renewable resources last year. 43%. And they're the warmest climate in the world. Here's where they're implementing these new strategies. Here's another check that went out over the weekend that you didn't hear about. Groundbreaking on a new $12 billion high-speed passenger rail line between Nevada and Los Angeles. Yep, L.A. to Las Vegas. Big ceremony set for today. Pete Buttigieg, head of one of these big government agencies, the Transportation Department, he said, I plan to have trains running by 28 from just south of Las Vegas to California. The track will be laid in the median of Interstate 15. If you ever been on that interstate, they're going to put the rail line right in the middle of the interstate. It's where motorists sitting in traffic jams would see the trains whisk by and wonder to themselves, gosh, why aren't I on that train instead of burning fossil fuels in my vehicle? You see why I needed to talk, Mark, at that?
You did.
Doling out checks, folks, and it's not going to stop between now and November. Not going to stop. Shares were higher in Europe and Asia today. Get a flurry of corporate earnings as we start the week. Oil prices were down a little bit. U.S. futures advancing so far this morning. Shares are down in Shanghai. Friday, the S&P was down almost 1%. Close out its third straight losing week. NASDAQ down 2%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 0.6%. United Auto Workers Union is celebrating a win at the Volkswagen plant in Tennessee. Workers are going to be represented by their union. The UAW won 73% of their vote in the elections. Now the union's next target is 2 Mercedes-Benz plants, one in Alabama. Harry Kotz, a labor professor at Cornell, said other companies will be more aggressive than VW in trying to prevent their workers from unionizing. But folks, they unionize. You know what that means? Volkswagen prices will go up in the future. Oh, and speaking of automobiles, Tesla has knocked off about a third of the price of their full self-driving system, which can't drive itself, so drivers must remain alert and ready to intervene. $8,000 to $12,000 they knocked off the price of the car. Elon Musk promised in 2019 there'd be a fleet of these on the road by 2020. The cuts occurred over the weekend. It follows Tesla's move. The slash $2,000 off prices of 3 of their 5 models in the United States, as there is challenges now in the U.S. to get American consumers to be confident and want to have an electric vehicle. And Civil War, Alex Garland's film, remains the top film in theater for the second week. The A24 election year gamble, studio's biggest budgeted film yet, took in another $11 million in ticket sales over the weekend. Abigail is an R-rated horror film about the daughter of Dracula that was expected to lead ticket sales, but it didn't. It only had $10 million worth over the weekend. So if you've ever wondered about Dracula's daughter, she's got her own film now. So you can check that out at the box offices.
In sports, I'm sure they'll have it done before I get off work, but they got to play the last 3 holes today. Scotty Scheffler leads by 5 with 3 holes to go. Halted by darkness yesterday at the RBC Heritage. Keep showing that he chipped in for an eagle on a shot where I'd rarely hit the green, but there'll be a little more golf today, 3 holes worth.
It's like he's going to win another one. Nice day today. We're going to have a lot of sun, clear skies. Just going to be windy again today, 60 degrees, 62 tomorrow. Sunny, though, 75 and sunny on Wednesday. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, start cooling off a little bit. Chance of showers. So could use it. Springtime in the Rockies, 41 out there now. Breezy, 644. And that's what's happening. Mark and Paul here together. Thanks for tuning into The Cat.